Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Guts and Glory, and the key was provided by developer. This is one of the cases where I have to go against the crowd because I think that many people like it. That's from the research I made, and I don't. I was at 47,000 in leaderboard, so probably there is at least 50,000 people who played it. The reviews are good. The large amount of people like this game. They compare it to some sort of Happy Wheels game that I never played. Now, my contact with it is that I think I know what it is. So it's a physics game with blood and gore, where you go with one of multiple vehicles around an obstacle course, and I guess you do it for score, and I guess the score is based on timer. So you have to rush it, you have to get score, you have to go quickly through the obstacle course. All kinds of stuff can happen. You will drop down, you will lose members of your passengers or your driver, you can die, you can get killed, you can get moved out of the track, and all bad stuff can happen. Or you can just go from checkpoint to checkpoint and finish the obstacle course, which gives you another obstacle course, and you keep doing it until you run out of tracks. The thing is that there are also tracks from the Steam store, not the store, I always forget how it's called. Well, from that place where you make stuff on Steam. So there are community made tracks and there are default tracks. There is a lot of community made tracks in this game. I'm going to only show you probably a couple of those official tracks. So you have those groups of levels here. I don't know why it's not moving. Maybe it's not responding. Yes, the game is kind of choking from time to time. It doesn't run very well. Right, so I'm trying to go back. So what do we have here? Yes, we have a couple of groups of levels. And then you go, let's just take the first one. Right, so we are taking one of the obstacle courses. The game loads, hopefully. And then I guess we will be choosing a vehicle. At this point we have only one. Only one, yes. I don't know why is there a button here. I don't know what's the head doing. Not sure how the head is going to help or not. What is the button here that's also not responding. But generally it's this, right? So you have this guy. Oh yeah, I have the head. Right, so you have this guy on a bike and you go to checkpoint. You can of course play in a goofy way and try to get killed or just crash into a tree. Let's try to crash into a tree maybe. And yeah, that's the physics. I lost a guy, a kid actually. Now I am clipping through the bushes for some reason. And there was some traps shooting at me. Generally, sometimes you die, but there is no HP bar, so I don't know when you die. Apparently you do at some point. And here is supposed to be the jump, I guess. Maybe not. I don't think. Well, you can just go slowly, usually. Not always because there are the traps, but sometimes it's a better idea than go fast. Yeah, I exploded. That's the gore. I can respawn. What does it do? Yeah, I can just keep going. I don't know what I ran into. Those were mines. I can go like that and finish, I guess. It's not very fascinating. The controls are bad, I would say. Actually, someone was writing on the reviews on Steam that the controls are good, but for me they are not. It's kinda crappy and indie, in my opinion. There's just a lot of content in this game, that's for sure. Right, so that's it, that's the level. That's one of the levels that you did. As you can see, there's, yeah, that's 70,000. Probably there's more. So 75,000 people played this game, and probably a lot of them liked it. I didn't. Let's go to next track. And this is how you do it. They say there's like 70 levels here, official ones, and then you have unofficial ones. I don't know how you get those heads, by the way. Alright, so this looks similar. Alright. Oh yeah, those are blades. Yes, of course I'm dead. And can I do it differently? No. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be already hard. Of course it's gonna be hard. I should probably give up and show something else because I'm not into trying something hundreds of times until I'm done. Like this. Yeah, that was lucky. Different traps are displayed, apparently. The blades, the shooting devices, the mines, all that stuff. Of course it killed me. I kinda wanted to have better timer, but apparently I won't be having one. Yeah. It's kinda slow if you do it like this. Something is shooting saw blades at me. No! Right, it worked. So you can work your way towards the end slowly, but that's probably not how you should be doing it, right? So it kinda defeats the purpose. It should be a time run, but if you do it quickly you usually die. So you do something opposite, you actually take it slow, and then you at least can well, move to another one. Which doesn't really do much, you just do same thing on a different layout, with the same bad graphics. Okay, one more, I will finish there. I don't wanna maybe show you everything. Maybe we'll show you one more vehicle. There's more than, well, there's more than one. It's like a couple of the vehicles, but the rest is kind of the same. You always go through the track. If you have a choice, you usually just take a vehicle that's easier. That makes more sense. This one's kinda okay, sort of. Yeah, I should be going there. How? No idea. Oh, I should probably jump on this. Yeah, I guess I have to. Right. So like that. Oh, it's gonna be very, very slow. When I was thinking about controls, I was thinking about two games, Need for Speed and Tony Hawk, and I must say that both those games, even though very old, had better controls. So if someone wants to say that this game has good controls, I wouldn't agree. They're okay for some vehicles, not for all of them. Usually you will run into obstacles a lot. You have to repeat the levels, especially if you want to have better score. Not sure what's the point of the score, aside from leaderboards. I think there is none. You just get a different number of a position that you take, and that's it. To unlock level, you actually have to only do it, kinda. That's all you need. Do it slowly and you're done, eventually. After a couple of minutes, I guess. Is it done? No. Maybe. Yes. So you'd have to probably learn each level by heart and try many times and then improve your score, which would only give you score and nothing else, really. Right. Did we do it? Yes. Horribly, but we did. Alright, I'm going to move to something else. Let's go to main menu. I'm gonna try something else. Basically another level, which is gonna be the same, but with different vehicle. Right, so we did this couple of levels. It was 3 levels. How many are there? I don't know. Maybe there is 2 more. Maybe that's the end. I'm not sure if it does something. Let's just pick something else. Happy day. There we go. Hopefully it's not just the same bike again. Not sure what's the engine, but it's not the best. It's kind of slow and rather ugly. Yeah, we can now have a choice. So let's take Arrow. Right, so now we go with this guy. And yeah, he controls badly already. Too much turning with mouse and keyboard. Of course I use mouse and keyboard, nothing else. And yeah, you're supposed to probably chase those people around. And there we go. And that's the end. Is this a good score? Probably not. Well, not really. People did it in much faster timer. They count even very small differences, so that's probably the reason why people get so competitive. They can always try to improve the score a little bit. Let's try new track. There was like 4 or 5 tracks already, which is quite a lot. Let's do this one. Oh, it's the boring one, where the goal is very, very far. Is that it? Yeah, I guess we just have to find the way there. Of course, the physics are doing its job. Yeah, we're losing momentum due to the girl. We lost the girl, so I think it's better now. Alright, and you go like that until you manage to get there. Not sure what happens if I die. Probably I will have to start over from the beginning. That would be bad. Yeah, that's the problem with controls. It's already roughly not responding. Kinda responding, but not exactly. I'm not sure why it's uh, changing my movement so much. I get it that it has some momentum, but feels like too much. Yeah, I'm going all over the place randomly. That's just not me turning, it's just the card behind me doing all that ridiculous changes in my vector of movement. Yeah, it's really crazy. Oh my goodness. Can I even go there? Yeah, I guess. Right. So just go for a minute. That's the level. Go for a minute and then you hit the place and you are like the last guy. That's not the best result. I'm not good at those games. But it's not very fascinating, to be honest. It kind of does the job, right? Yes, there's physics, I get it. There's lots of tracks and lots of vehicles, I get it. But there isn't really much to it. I mean, that stuff you can do in completely different games, like Grand Theft Auto, for instance, or Mad Max. But there is also entire game behind it, right? Or if you do it in, let's say, Borderlands, there is also the entire game behind it. It's not just you and the car. It's also something else. It makes sense to go with a car, or let's say in Dying Light. You can also do those weird moves, right? You can also use physics. You can also try to cover some ground, but it makes sense because the game is offering something else. This game is only about that. It's only about wacky, yeah, wacky situations where you move around and you try to finish a track for the, well, for the reason of finishing a track, right? So there is now a cannon shooting at me and mines, and I can't do anything here, I guess. No, that's the mine. I'm dead. No, yes, I am. See, if the controls were good, I could avoid that. But it's all over the place. I'm dead. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm here. Nah, I guess I'm gonna stop because that's just pointless. I know I didn't save the previous checkpoint, only this one, so I have to do the whole thing again. Yeah, it's gonna repeat itself like that. So let's just do one more for the road. Completely different. Let's go to menu, different track, same guy or different guy, but the same gameplay overall. So let's go there. Family vacation, right? Road trip. Let's take a car. I think I messed it up because there was one of those levels where you can't get killed. If I remember correctly, yes, that was probably the same. Right. So I have to go for 1 kilometer. And last time I tried, I died at the end because there was some trap. So let's just try to rush there. If I die, I die. If I don't, then we'll see the end. Maybe. Maybe it's actually checkpoints. Maybe there's more than one. I think there's more than one checkpoint. Or maybe I didn't play it. We are still alive. These are main guys alive. Oh my god. Yes, that's the problem with controls. Can't even hit a checkpoint. That's bad. And there you go. Of course, timer is gonna be horrible. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to repeat the game, repeat the level, and get a score that gives me no, well, gives me nothing, gets me nowhere. Score for the sake of score is nothing to me. I never care about score, unless it's unlocking something, unless there's something behind the score. Like, you know, you get experience, you get some unlocks, not just competing for competing's sake. So I'm not a competitive person. I just like games to be fun. And if they have multiplayer co-op, then that's just an option. That's not the key element. I wouldn't buy a game just to compete with people. So overall, the game has content for sure, because 70 tracks is quite a lot, and even more from the community is, of course, a lot of gaming time. Even if you can finish a track in 2 minutes, it's gonna be a couple of hours just to do the main thing, and some of them are hard. That's a lot of repetition, plus probably way more from the community. It's just that for me personally, it's not very fascinating. It kind of works, the physics work, the controls are not the best, you can get used to them. It's very average, aside from just the pure amount of stuff in it. Yes, it has a lot of tracks, it's quite long, it has multiple vehicles, not just one. But aside from that, you know, it's a crappy engine, bad graphics, samey gameplay, which could be fun, but not for long. At least not for me. All the wackiness gets old at some point. And then you just keep doing those, well, movements from A to B, from checkpoint to checkpoint, using different vehicles. Usually if you have a choice, just take the one that makes most sense. Usually you take a vehicle that's easiest to control. So it's not like you're gonna really play with everything. It really makes no sense. It makes most sense to play with something that's easiest to control. Yeah, I died here last time. I wasn't using a car, I was using something else and I died. Yeah, I'm gonna try. We lost a wheel to live. And now I'm stopping. Yes, that's horrible. It's really horrible. You can't hit a checkpoint like this, that means the controls are bad. Right, so we made it. I'm gonna stop here, guys. That's the game, that's what you keep doing all the time. I'm not gonna say it doesn't have content, it does. I'm even going to give the game score of 6 because it has above average content. It could be fun for some people, I just don't find it so amusing and fun. It's not like I wanna just go through all the all the levels, all the tracks and finish it. If I was to play it, I would probably just play the main levels, main story. I wouldn't play the well, I just don't like mods overall. It always feels weird for me to just keep adding to game, and you know, it's either too easy or it's too hard. It's just artificially changing the game. I just don't like it. I like to have a full product already bought. You know, it has this much of something, and either I like it or I don't. In this case, I just don't like the gameplay. But for some people, it could be fun. If you want a wacky score run based on obstacle course with, again, wacky vehicles and a lot of content that is, well, more of the same. It's always the obstacle course, and you always have to go from checkpoint to checkpoint. But you have a lot of it, right? So if you like what you see, you will get a lot of it. You will get a lot of hours, and even way more from the community. But if you don't like it, if you don't like the idea, the concept, or the graphics, or the gameplay, or if you don't feel amused when the controls are bad and you just keep landing somewhere in the ditch instead of beating the level, then you probably won't like it. It's what you see, it's nothing else. And I'm not sure why it's so popular, why so many people like it, why it gets so many positive reviews. I just don't agree. For me, it's average, it has content, it's very samey gaming loop, but aside from that, it's not very fascinating. I'm just done with it at this point. I tried with a couple of levels, with a couple of vehicles, and for me it's all the same and it gets old very quickly. After a couple of runs, after a couple of minutes, actually, I was completely bored with the game. It's not something that gives me fun. I would probably have more fun with either a game like Carmageddon, where you actually get a lot of guts and it's all about it, but also has good controls and has some story, or at least a campaign, where you go from, you know, one level to the other, you upgrade stuff, and well, you run through a lot of people and you kill stuff or zombies, and the game is about that. There's really a lot of gore. Or I would like actually a racing game with interesting concept, so something like Tony Hawk or Need for Speed or Scar. There was this game that matched RPG with car races. I generally don't like car games, but if they have something else to it, like Need for Speed had a lot of modes and all the upgrading and customization, which I liked, and collecting cars, not just the racing for racing's sake. Then I kinda, even though I don't like car games, I enjoyed those games, but not many. In Tony Hawk, it was also about the score, but it had all the tricks. It was very interesting to grind towards next level, unlock stuff. Actually, we're unlocking stuff with skill and using all the skills that you learned, all the tricks that you could do. I was mostly grinding, but it kind of worked for me. I played a couple of Hawk games, and those were better. I think that just chasing after timer for score and doing the same in every single level, that's not enough. It's just boring and not very fascinating. But that's just my opinion. So I still give it 6 out of 10 because of the content. Aside from that, you just have to decide on your own if you like this gaming loop or not. I didn't, but you might like it. Be careful about the price. Only buy it if you really know what you're buying, if you know that you will like this sort of gameplay. Because you may and you also may not. I did not, for sure. Also the engine, the graphics, the controls, those are below average. But overall, yes, because it has so many tracks and variety of vehicles, I'm gonna score it above average. So 6 out of 10, that was Guts and Glory. I'm deinstalling it, and if you want, you can buy it, but I would just disagree if it's worth playing. That will be it. I'll see you guys in the next review, hopefully with a more fascinating and playable game.